The words you speak are more than just sounds. They carry authority in the spiritual realm. Every time you express a thought through speech, you are issuing a command that the universe responds to. Words have the power to build or destroy, to attract wealth or repel it, to create opportunities or close doors. Many people underestimate how much influence they have simply by the language they use. When you consistently speak words of faith, increase, and prosperity, you awaken spiritual currents that respond to those declarations, aligning circumstances in your favor and opening pathways that were previously invisible. Fear-filled words act as invisible chains that limit your financial flow. When you constantly say, "I can't afford this," or "there's never enough," you are instructing unseen forces to withhold resources from your life. These words carry vibration and energy that the spiritual realm recognizes and responds to. Every expression of doubt or limitation strengthens a barrier that blocks increase. Conversely, words spoken in confidence, expectation, and faith break through these barriers, clearing the way for wealth, opportunities, and blessings to manifest more quickly than you imagined possible. Consistency in your words is essential for activating spiritual wealth. A single declaration of abundance can spark change, but repeated and intentional speaking amplifies the force. When you continuously declare financial increase, success, and opportunity, you create a rhythm that the universe responds to. Your words shape your mindset, which in turn shapes your actions, and your actions summon results. The unseen realm does not operate randomly. It responds to repetition and alignment of words, thoughts, and intentions. Your words shape your self-perception and your identity in relation to wealth. If you constantly speak phrases of lack, limitation, or failure, you begin to believe them subconsciously, and your behavior aligns with those beliefs. But when you declare words of abundance, capability, and faith, your mindset shifts toward possibilities rather than obstacles. The language you use about money directly influences your financial behavior, decisions, and openness to opportunities. Speaking wealth into your life begins with believing it is possible and then verbally affirming it. The authority of your words is connected to the level of faith behind them. Words spoken lightly, without belief, may carry little influence in the spiritual realm. But words spoken with conviction, expectation, and certainty create momentum in unseen currents. Faith-infused speech moves the energy around you and positions you to receive. It does not require external validation or immediate evidence. It works even when the situation seems impossible. The spoken word becomes a tool to shift circumstances, attract resources, and activate the forces that govern wealth. Negative words not only block your own prosperity, but can also influence the energy around you. Speaking despair, fear, or doubt can affect relationships, opportunities, and the flow of resources that would otherwise align with your life. In contrast, positive, faith-filled language draws people, doors, and blessings toward you. Words carry vibration that impacts the spiritual atmosphere. By consciously choosing your words, you are shaping the environment around you and aligning it with abundance rather than scarcity. Your words also dictate the expectations you set for yourself. When you speak confidently about your financial destiny, you establish a standard that your mind, spirit, and actions begin to follow. Repeated declarations of wealth program your subconscious to seek solutions, recognize opportunities, and act in ways that align with abundance. The spoken word is a bridge between your current reality and the reality you desire, transforming intention into tangible manifestation through consistent and purposeful expression. Visualization paired with spoken words strengthens their effect. When you articulate your financial goals while mentally picturing them as already achieved, You create a multidimensional signal to the universe. The spoken word, combined with vivid imagination, amplifies the power of your declaration, activating spiritual forces that move on your behalf. This practice trains your mind, aligns your energy, and communicates certainty to the unseen realm, producing results faster than passive intention alone. Every word you choose shapes the flow of wealth, whether consciously or unconsciously. Being mindful of the language you use is not simply about positive thinking. It is about wielding spiritual authority over the invisible forces that govern abundance, speaking affirmations of prosperity, gratitude, and increased signals readiness, while complaining, worrying, and doubting sends signals of resistance. Your words are the first line of interaction with the spiritual currents that control financial flow. When you consistently speak words of power, confidence, and faith, you are not just changing your own mindset. You are calling spiritual alignment to your life. The forces controlling wealth respond to authority, expectation, and clarity. By declaring abundance with intention, you begin to shift your reality, attract opportunities, and release resources that were previously dormant. The power of your words is the key to opening doors, unlocking hidden blessings, and creating momentum toward financial breakthrough. Fear-based language is one of the most powerful hidden forces that silently blocks wealth from flowing into your life. Every time you speak words rooted in doubt, limitation, or worry, you are sending a message to the unseen realm that abundance is not welcome. Phrases like, "I can't afford this," "there's never enough," or "this will never work," carry vibrations that attract scarcity instead of opportunity. Your words are not just expressions of thought. They are declarations that shape the environment around you and set the tone for the results you will receive. Many people fail to recognize that negative speech is like a self-imposed chain, keeping them trapped in cycles of limitation. When fear dominates your language, it signals to your mind and spirit that obstacles are permanent and breakthroughs are distant. This repetition strengthens beliefs of lack and blocks the flow of wealth before action is even taken. The unseen forces governing opportunity and resources respond not to effort alone, but to the messages being sent consistently through your speech and your expectations. Fear-based language also affects your perception of possibilities. When you constantly focus on what might go wrong, your mind becomes blind to opportunities that are already present. You fail to see potential connections, solutions, or openings that could transform your situation. Words of doubt not only limit spiritual flow, but also narrow your vision, making the path to wealth appear more difficult than it actually is. By consciously replacing fear-filled expressions with words of faith, you begin to open your eyes to the abundance that surrounds you. Every time you verbalize fear, you reinforce patterns that keep you in financial struggle. Complaints about money, worry over debts, and negative predictions about the future form energetic barriers in the unseen realm. These words shape the spiritual atmosphere and invite limitations instead of breakthroughs. By contrast, words of confidence, gratitude, and expectation remove these barriers, making room for abundance to enter. The unseen realm responds to certainty and faith more than it does to effort alone. To overcome fear-based language, you must first become aware of the words you habitually use. Awareness is the first step toward change because you cannot correct what you do not see. Begin listening to the way you speak about money, opportunities, and your future. Notice the repeated phrases that express doubt, scarcity, or hesitation. Awareness allows you to recognize the patterns that have held you back and provides the foundation for replacing them with language that aligns with abundance and spiritual favor. Replacing fear-based words requires intentionality and practice. You must consciously speak words that affirm your financial growth, blessings, and possibilities. For example, instead of saying, "I'll never be able to afford this," you can declare, "I am attracting resources and opportunities that allow me to achieve this goal." The spoken declaration is a direct signal to the unseen forces, instructing them to move in alignment with your faith and intention. Over time, these new declarations reprogram your mind and shape the energy around you. Fear-based language also weakens your confidence and undermines action. When you speak doubt into existence, you unconsciously hesitate, procrastinate, and question every decision. This hesitation creates delays in wealth and blocks the flow of opportunities that might have been available if you acted boldly. Speaking with certainty and faith strengthens your resolve, increases your courage, and positions you to take the steps necessary to claim the financial blessings that are within reach. The power of overcoming fear-based language lies not only in protection from negativity, but in the creation of space for abundance. Every word rooted in faith, expectation, and gratitude expands the spiritual channels through which wealth can flow. By eliminating doubt-filled expressions, you remove resistance and align yourself with forces that are ready to bring increase. Your words set the tone, create momentum, and guide the invisible currents that ultimately shape the reality of your finances. One practical method to shift your language is to create daily affirmations focused on abundance, opportunity, and wealth. Repeating positive declarations each morning strengthens your spiritual authority and conditions your mind to recognize possibilities rather than obstacles. Affirmations like, "I am open to receive financial increase," or "opportunities to grow and prosper are coming to me now," gradually replace fear-based patterns and invite spiritual forces to work on your behalf. Repetition reinforces faith and strengthens the energetic channels for wealth to manifest. Overcoming fear-based language requires persistence, awareness, and intentional speech. It is not enough to speak positively once. You must consistently align your words with belief, expectation, and gratitude. Every time you replace doubt with faith, hesitation with boldness, and scarcity with abundance, you strengthen your spiritual authority and open doors that were previously hidden. The moment you speak with confidence and purpose, the hidden forces controlling wealth begin to respond to you, creating a pathway toward financial breakthrough. Your mindset is the foundation upon which all wealth is built, and it operates as one of the most powerful hidden spiritual forces influencing your financial reality. The beliefs you hold about money, success, and opportunity directly shape the circumstances you attract. If you carry a scarcity mindset, constantly thinking that there is never enough, you will unconsciously repel wealth and limit your ability to recognize opportunities that are already present. Your inner world determines the possibilities of your outer world, and financial breakthroughs often begin with a shift in thinking rather than action alone. Scarcity thinking creates invisible barriers in both your mind and your spiritual environment. When you believe there is a limit to what you can achieve, or that wealth is meant for others but not for you, you program your energy to align with limitation. This alignment with lack sends a signal to the unseen forces controlling opportunity, resources, and increase. The universe responds not only to your words, but also to the deeply held convictions you carry. And when those beliefs are negative, they inadvertently block the flow of abundance that is waiting to come to you. An abundant mindset, by contrast, opens the doors that scarcity keeps closed. When you believe that resources, opportunities, and financial growth are available to you, your mind becomes alert to possibilities that others overlook. Opportunities that would normally pass unnoticed begin to stand out, and your actions become more confident and decisive, belief systems operate like magnets, attracting experiences that match the energy you radiate. When you cultivate a mindset of abundance, you not only change how you think, but also how the world responds to your presence and your intentions. Limiting beliefs about money are often formed early in life, through family patterns, social conditioning, or personal experiences. Many people carry unconscious narratives that restrict wealth, such as money is hard to come by, or wealth is for other people, not me. These beliefs create mental and spiritual barriers that require intentional intervention to overcome. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reprogramming your mind to think in alignment with abundance and to receive the blessings that have been prepared for you. Reprogramming your mindset requires consistent, intentional focus on positive beliefs and principles that support financial growth. Daily affirmations, visualization, and meditative reflection are tools that align your subconscious with abundance. When you repeatedly expose your mind to thoughts of possibility, opportunity, and increase, you create new neural pathways and spiritual channels that attract resources. The energy of belief moves faster than effort, and a mindset aligned with wealth activates the forces that govern prosperity in your life. Your beliefs influence your decisions and actions more than any external circumstance. Even when opportunities appear, if you doubt your ability to succeed, you may fail to act or act with hesitation, limiting the results you could achieve. On the other hand, when your mindset is strong, your confidence grows, and your actions align with your intentions. Belief drives behavior. Behavior generates results, and results reinforce belief. This cycle is the engine that powers financial growth and ensures that spiritual forces of wealth can operate unhindered. Faith is deeply intertwined with mindset. Belief without faith is weak, but belief combined with faith creates unstoppable momentum. Faith allows you to hold on to the vision of abundance even when circumstances appear bleak, while mindset ensures that your thoughts and expectations are aligned with that vision. Together, they form a magnetic force that attracts resources, opportunities, and divine favor. Wealth follows those who can see it, believe in it, and act in alignment with it consistently, even before evidence appears. Mindset also shapes your perception of risk and opportunity. Those with limiting beliefs often see challenges as threats, while those with an abundance mindset see them as avenues for growth. This shift in perspective is crucial, because wealth is rarely delivered without effort, decision-making, and bold action. Your mental framework dictates how you interpret and respond to situations, influencing your ability to capitalize on spiritual opportunities that others may ignore or dismiss. Generational and cultural programming can reinforce limiting beliefs, but mindset can be deliberately reshaped through awareness, study, and practice. By surrounding yourself with successful models, learning principles of financial intelligence, and cultivating spiritual alignment with abundance, you gradually replace scarcity thinking with a mindset that expects, receives, and multiplies wealth. This transformation is essential because spiritual forces respond more readily to those whose beliefs are congruent with prosperity than to those mired in doubt and limitation. A strong, abundance-oriented mindset also generates resilience in the face of setbacks. Wealth is rarely linear and obstacles are inevitable, but a mindset aligned with faith, expectation, and perseverance transforms challenges into lessons rather than barriers. When your inner world is committed to possibility and growth, every experience, whether positive or difficult, becomes an opportunity to strengthen your financial vision. Mindset is the spiritual foundation for wealth. setting the stage for opportunities, actions, and resources to align seamlessly with your declared destiny. Faith is one of the most powerful hidden spiritual forces that governs the flow of wealth, and it acts as an accelerator that moves the unseen into the seen. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is a confident expectation that what you declare will manifest. Without faith, the spiritual forces controlling abundance remain dormant, and even the best strategies and actions may produce minimal results. Faith connects your spirit to the source of provision, allowing the invisible to respond to your intentions and to begin aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in your favor. Faith begins in the inner conviction that you are capable, deserving, and ready to receive increase. Many people struggle financially, not because of lack of effort, knowledge, or opportunity, but because they lack faith in their ability to rise. This internal doubt creates resistance in the unseen realm, and opportunities are blocked even before they appear. When faith is cultivated, it activates channels that draw resources toward you, making the impossible suddenly attainable and the distance suddenly close. Faith amplifies the power of your words and declarations. When you speak with faith, your words carry authority that commands spiritual forces to move on your behalf. Words spoken without faith may be empty, but words infused with belief and expectation trigger momentum that cannot be ignored. Faith allows you to declare wealth before it manifests, to act as though increase is already yours, and to set in motion forces that generate results faster than logic or human effort could achieve alone. Faith transforms obstacles into opportunities. Challenges, delays, and setbacks often appear overwhelming to those without faith, but faith allows you to see hidden lessons and openings within difficulty. When you maintain trust in the process and hold on to belief despite appearances, the spiritual realm begins to work on your behalf, rearranging circumstances to align with your declared increase. What once seemed like an impossibility becomes a stepping stone toward financial breakthrough. Faith is activated through action. It is not passive. It requires movement aligned with your declarations. The spiritual forces of wealth respond to those who demonstrate belief through intentional steps. Every decision made in faith, every risk taken with confidence, and every effort executed with certainty strengthens the invisible currents that guide opportunities, relationships, and resources toward your life. Action backed by faith multiplies results and accelerates the manifestation of abundance. Faith also rewires your perception of scarcity and limitation. When you believe that increase is available and achievable, your mind begins to notice possibilities that were previously invisible. Opportunities that others overlook become apparent to you, and your decision-making shifts towards solutions instead of obstacles. Faith creates a mindset of expectation that magnetizes spiritual favor and draws blessings toward your life, making wealth more accessible than it ever was when operating from doubt or fear. Persistent faith sustains momentum over time. Wealth rarely appears instantly, and without consistent belief, people often give up before the breakthrough occurs. Faith allows you to endure periods of waiting, uncertainty, and apparent lack, knowing that the unseen forces are working on your behalf. Each moment of steadfast belief strengthens the flow of spiritual resources, ensuring that when the timing is perfect, the abundance you have declared will manifest fully and powerfully. Faith aligns you with divine timing. Often, opportunities and increase are available, but without faith, people are blind to them or hesitate to act. Faith sharpens awareness and aligns perception with the rhythm of provision, ensuring that you are prepared to receive when the moment arrives. It bridges the gap between human effort and divine orchestration, allowing spiritual forces to work seamlessly with your actions, creating acceleration in your financial journey. Faith also empowers generosity, which in turn amplifies spiritual favor. When you give confidently, trusting that increase will follow, you activate laws of circulation and multiplication. Faith-driven generosity opens doors, invites support, and strengthens your connection to the spiritual principles that govern wealth. It signals to the universe that you are ready not only to receive, but to steward abundance responsibly, and in return, unseen forces position more resources in alignment with your purpose. Finally, faith transforms your identity and your authority over wealth. It allows you to see yourself as a recipient and multiplier of abundance, to speak confidently about your financial destiny, and to act boldly in ways that reinforce the unseen currents of provision. Faith empowers you to claim what is already prepared for you, to persist when circumstances appear possible, and to align your words, actions, and mindset with the spiritual forces. Controlling increased alignment through actions is one of the most crucial hidden spiritual forces controlling wealth. It is not enough to think positively or speak words of faith. Your actions must match your declarations and intentions. Spiritual forces respond to those who demonstrate consistency between what they say and what they do. Every intentional step you take in alignment with your financial vision signals readiness and authority, opening channels for unseen blessings to manifest. Without aligned action, words and faith remain dormant, and opportunities may pass without recognition. Intentionality is the foundation of aligned action. Every decision you make should reflect the abundance you desire, the increase you are calling forth, and the breakthrough you are expecting. When your daily activities, choices, and habits are consistent with your financial goals, you amplify the spiritual forces at work in your favor. Alignment requires deliberate effort, planning, and foresight, ensuring that each action contributes directly to the manifestation of wealth and opportunity. Discipline is essential to maintaining alignment. Wealth flows to those who are consistent, focused, and committed to their declared purpose. Without discipline, actions may be sporadic, half-hearted, or misdirected, causing delays and diminishing the influence of spiritual forces. When you commit to disciplined habits, managing your time, resources, and energy effectively, you demonstrate to the unseen realm that you are ready to handle greater abundance. Discipline magnifies the power of your faith and words, creating a momentum that is difficult to stop. Every action aligned with your goals signals belief in your own worthiness. Unaligned actions, procrastination, or neglect, by contrast, communicate doubt and hesitation. Spiritual forces respond to energy and intention, and your consistent, purposeful steps show readiness to receive. Even small steps taken with faith and alignment can trigger exponential growth. What matters is the consistency of action and the clarity of purpose, which together create a pathway for wealth to flow. Alignment through actions also means prioritizing opportunities that lead to growth while avoiding distractions that drain your focus. Every commitment you make should either expand your vision, strengthen your skills, or increase your resources. When you act with clarity, your movements become more effective, and spiritual forces can operate more freely on your behalf. Misaligned actions dilute energy, scatter focus, and weaken the influence of unseen forces that support abundance. Faithful action generates momentum in the spiritual realm. The universe does not respond only to words or thoughts. It responds to motion, especially motion that reflects your declared purpose. Every step taken in alignment with your vision activates forces beyond human understanding, attracting opportunities, guidance, and resources. Even when obstacles arise, Aligned action ensures that you continue moving in the direction of increase, creating conditions for breakthroughs that cannot be stopped. Accountability strengthens aligned action. By monitoring your decisions, habits, and commitments, you ensure that each action supports your vision rather than hinders it. Spiritual forces recognize responsibility and intentionality, and when you consistently choose to act in alignment with your declarations, these forces respond with accelerated provision. Taking ownership of your actions signals maturity and readiness to receive larger blessings. Aligned action also requires adaptability and discernment. Opportunities may appear in unexpected forms, and circumstances may change, but staying aligned means adjusting your steps while keeping your vision intact. The spiritual realm honors flexibility combined with purpose, allowing you to capitalize on new openings while maintaining consistent progress toward your declared goals. Adaptable action maximizes your capacity to receive and leverage unseen forces. Generosity and contribution are part of alignment through action. When your actions include giving, supporting, and uplifting others, you demonstrate stewardship and openness to circulation of wealth. Spiritual forces respond to hearts and hands aligned with generosity, expanding provision, multiplying opportunities, and positioning you for greater breakthroughs. Alignment is not only about receiving, it is about creating a balanced flow that invites abundance consistently. Finally, alignment through action solidifies your authority over wealth. It bridges the gap between faith, words, and manifestation by showing the unseen realm that you are ready, capable, and deserving. Each purposeful, consistent, and intentional step activates momentum, opens spiritual channels, and ensures that your declarations and mindset translate into tangible results. Actions in alignment create a rhythm that the universe recognizes and responds to with increased opportunity, and financial breakthrough opportunities are everywhere. But they often appear in ways that are subtle, unexpected, or easily overlooked. The hidden spiritual forces controlling wealth operate through circumstances, people, and timing, presenting openings that can transform your financial reality. However, most people miss these opportunities because they lack awareness or fail to recognize the signals that guide them. Developing spiritual discernment allows you to perceive the unseen patterns and openings that are already moving toward you, waiting for your acknowledgement and action. Spiritual opportunities often come disguised as challenges, risks, or ordinary circumstances. Without the ability to perceive beyond the surface, these openings are easily dismissed or ignored. What seems like a problem to one person can be a blessing in disguise to another who is spiritually aware. Recognizing these opportunities requires a mindset tuned to abundance, a heart sensitive to guidance, and a willingness to act even when the path is not fully clear. The spiritual realm responds to those who are vigilant, alert, and ready to step forward. Opportunities are often time-sensitive, requiring immediate recognition and decisive action. The unseen forces may align favorably for only a moment before the window closes. Hesitation or indecision can cause blessings to pass by, leaving you to wonder what might have been. By cultivating attentiveness and spiritual awareness, you position yourself to respond quickly and confidently, seizing openings that others miss. Momentum is created through timely action, and the universe favors those who act with clarity and courage. Your perception of opportunity is shaped by your beliefs and expectations. Those who expect scarcity are likely to overlook hidden openings, while those who anticipate abundance naturally recognize pathways that lead to increase. Expectation tunes your awareness to detect the signs of provision, whether they appear as ideas, connections, invitations, or resources. When you adjust your expectations toward growth and prosperity, you begin to notice spiritual opportunities that were previously invisible. Recognizing spiritual opportunities also requires discernment. Not every possibility is aligned with your purpose or your declared financial vision. Some opportunities may lead to distraction, delay, or misalignment. Developing the ability to distinguish between openings that expand your vision and those that lead away from it is essential. Spiritual discernment allows you to invest your energy, resources, and faith into opportunities that will yield maximum increase while avoiding traps that drain momentum. Preparation is key to recognizing and seizing opportunities. Those who are prepared spiritually, mentally, and practically are able to act when doors open. Spiritual forces often present opportunities in ways that require readiness, skill, and decisive action. By cultivating knowledge, refining skills, and maintaining alignment with your declared purpose, you become able to step into openings that others are not equipped to take. Preparation transforms chance into breakthrough, making you a magnet for increase. Faith and action work together in recognizing spiritual opportunities. Faith gives you the confidence to trust that the opportunity is real and achievable, while action demonstrates your readiness to claim it. Those who hesitate or doubt often miss the moment, whereas those who respond boldly with faith and clarity activate unseen forces that move in their favor. Every opportunity requires a combination of vision, discernment, and execution to transform potential into tangible financial results. Spiritual opportunities often arrive through relationships, mentorship, and networking. People act as conduits for blessings, guidance, and resources that may otherwise remain inaccessible. Being attentive to the counsel, influence, and support of others allows you to identify openings that can accelerate wealth. Spiritual forces frequently work through connections, positioning individuals, partnerships, and encounters in ways that expand your capacity to receive and multiply abundance. Challenges and obstacles can also signal hidden opportunities. When difficulty arises, it may be a test or a preparatory stage for a larger breakthrough. Recognizing the lesson or opening within adversity allows you to transform struggle into growth and gain. Those who are spiritually aware interpret challenges as invitations to act with faith, wisdom, and persistence, turning obstacles into pathways that lead to increase. Opportunities are often intertwined with effort, discernment, and courage. Opportunities multiply when you are attentive, prepared, and aligned. The more you cultivate awareness, faith, and readiness, the more openings appear in your life, and the easier it becomes to recognize them. Spiritual forces respond to consistent focus, clarity, and action, aligning circumstances to present openings at the perfect time. The ability to perceive and act on these opportunities is a skill that grows with practice, increasing your capacity to receive wealth, favor, and blessings. Generosity is one of the most powerful hidden spiritual forces that governs the flow of wealth, and it is deeply connected to stewardship. When you give with a willing heart, you signal to the spiritual realm that you understand the principles of circulation, increase, and abundance. Giving is not only about money, it includes time, resources, skills, and support. The act of generosity opens doors, multiplies opportunities, and aligns spiritual forces to provide more than you could imagine. Those who hoard or withhold, however, limit the flow of blessings, creating invisible resistance that blocks increase. Stewardship goes hand in hand with generosity. It is not enough to simply receive or give. Managing resources wisely demonstrates responsibility and readiness for greater wealth. Spiritual forces respond favorably to those who show care, diligence, and accountability over what they are entrusted with. Stewardship ensures that what is received is used effectively, multiplied, and circulated in ways that expand both your impact and your prosperity. Without proper stewardship, even abundant resources may dissipate. But with wise management, they create a cycle of continuous increase. Generosity also activates favor in unseen ways. When you give with intention, faith, and love, you attract goodwill, support, and opportunities that are beyond human calculation. People and circumstances begin to align in your favor, and doors that once seemed closed open effortlessly. Spiritual forces are drawn to hearts that understand abundance as a shared resource, responding with blessings that multiply exponentially. The more you give without fear, the more invisible forces position you to receive and expand. Giving cultivates a mindset of abundance. When you operate from a perspective that wealth is meant to be shared and circulated, scarcity and fear lose their grip on your life. Every act of generosity reinforces your belief in limitless resources, strengthens faith in your capacity to receive, and signals readiness for larger increase. By giving, you demonstrate trust in the flow of provision and communicate to the unseen realm that you are aligned with abundance rather than lack. Stewardship requires vision and intentionality. Managing resources wisely means planning, budgeting, and investing in ways that produce long-term growth. It also means being mindful of the spiritual principles that govern wealth, ensuring that your actions create cycles of increase rather than depletion. Spiritual forces respond to clarity, organization, and foresight, positioning resources and opportunities in ways that maximize potential. Those who steward wisely are often prepared to receive larger blessings because they have proven their readiness to manage them effectively. Generosity is also a reflection of character. The willingness to give from your heart demonstrates integrity, compassion, and alignment with spiritual laws. Spiritual forces are attracted to those whose intentions are pure, whose giving is selfless, and whose stewardship is responsible. This alignment enhances favor, attracts opportunities, and opens channels for wealth that are often invisible to those operating solely from self-interest. Character multiplies the effect of every action, amplifying the flow of abundance. Every act of giving creates momentum. Even small contributions made consistently and with faith compound over time, opening new avenues for wealth, opportunity, and influence. Generosity triggers cycles that return multiplied blessings, positioning you to receive more than you have given. This principle is not a guarantee of immediate reward, but a law of alignment that ensures consistent increase as spiritual forces respond to the energy of giving. Stewardship ensures that the wealth you receive is not wasted. Managing finances, resources, and opportunities with diligence allows spiritual forces to continue providing favor and provision. Those who neglect stewardship risk stagnation, loss, and missed opportunities, while those who act responsibly demonstrate readiness for greater increase. Proper stewardship also encourages continuous growth. As resources are utilized efficiently, multiplied strategically,